tune they let back in the driver's seat. Welcome back to Creation World Presents DC's Multiverse. It's our companion show to Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, where we discuss different incarnations and iterations of the DC Universe properties. I am your host, Head Nut in Charge, Mara the Shark Watkins, and I am once again joined by my co-host, Sir Cussalott, Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet Tea, aka Black Merlin, aka HANIC, which also stands for Head Nigga in Charge.
Damn right.
This episode, we're going to talk about the DC Universe animated film Superman Red Sun. And let me tell you, this one was kind of like a roller coaster of how I was viewing it.
Roller
um,
coaster.
Serious roller coaster. Like, I feel like there was like three parts to this movie and it was forever going. Like, I felt like every time I hit the end or I was hitting to like that part with climaxes and then it's just supposed to, start to solve
Mhm.
itself, there was another 45 minutes left in the movie. And I was just like, good God, this movie will never finish.
Yeah, it felt long. It did feel long. You're right. You're right. It's like Bad Boys 2. Like you think you're at the end. And you're like, oh, okay, cool, it's over. And I'm like, oh wait, no, they still going to Cuba. God damn. You know? Yeah.
There's still more coming.
Yeah.
This was an animated film, like I had stated, and it has such voice actors such as Jason Isaacs, who you might know as Lucius Malfoy from the Harry Potter series, or Captain Hook in 2003's Peter Pan. Um, Also had Phil Lamar, who is a comedian from Mad TV, and as for
He does a whole lot of
name,
voices too. Like he's big in animation.
it's crazy because I know he does other ones. It's just I feel like it's funny when you realize how many comedians you know from like a sketch TV show that may not be on anymore, and they're just voicing your favorite characters.
Yeah, he's been big in voice acting since like the '90s. Like he's been around.
But I was saying like most of the other cast here, I don't really know like that, except for like Phil Morris. Um, Other than that, and that's it.
Hmm.
But let's get into it. Firstly, Travis, since this was my what
Uh-oh, I lost you. What'd you say?
I said, what were your thoughts on the movie overall before we get into detail?
Oh, I'm just, like I was saying earlier, it felt long. Like it felt long. It wasn't like it was a bad movie. It just felt like it went on longer than it should have. Um, I enjoyed seeing like, almost, the entire Justice League throughout this movie in different incarnations because it's an alternate world where, Superman's not Superman. He's, Soviet Superman. Um, we got the Green Lantern showing up there, but we got all the Green Lanterns. We had, Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, and John Stewart. It was like, oh, that's dope. They had all of them here. Okay, cool. And
Got the core.
yeah. So it was cool to see them. But yeah, like seeing what this world would be with Superman on the other side of, landing on the other side of the world is, interesting. Like what a difference 12 hours makes.
So I think my thoughts were kind of the same. I think thinking on how the world would be different if Superman had landed in Soviet Russia um instead of the United States or like, nowhere Kansas. It's crazy because it's like seeing the historical inaccuracies because I was watching through it and I was like, that doesn't sound right because history buff. And I was just like, that don't sound right. But it's also remembering that these are the differences of where he lands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, him being in Russia just makes it all different. Like, he hanging out with Stalin now because shit, okay. Like, wow, why wouldn't he?
Right. Just like it's my man Stalin. But yeah, so the movie opens up in 46 in Russia, where, you know, I didn't catch his name as a child, so I'm just gonna call him Soviet Clark Kent. Um, you know,
It doesn't matter
showing
because
his
they say
powers.
his name in the beginning, then they never say it again. So it's fine. Don't
Right.
worry.
It doesn't even matter. But it's funny because I didn't catch who the woman was, and I thought that was his mom. And then it was so I was just like, shows mom my powers. You must give them to the state.
Oh, that was just his childhood homie.
Whose name is Svetlana, which I did put together, and I was like, Svetlana, Lana.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked the little parallels that they did there with that. So then we get ourselves, flash forwarding some years later, we get Soviet Superman under
Well,
Stalin.
the big part before we move on is like this whole, he's still who he is, even if he's somewhere else with, the bullies trying to beat up on him and shit, and he's not fighting back. He's like, yo, I wasn't not fighting back because I'm afraid of him. I'm not fighting back because I don't want to hurt him. And it's just, he's
Right, because
still,
I will kill them.
exactly, he still has that in him where he's just like, no, I'm still like a good person. I'm not one to just hurt people because I can.
It'd suck if he was.
Yeah.
And so it fast forwards again to the 50s. But now you see like Metropolis. And it took me a minute to also realize who that was when I realized it was Lex Luthor on the
Mm-hmm.
phone with President Eisenhower.
Eisenhower, yeah.
And
And
then
just
he just
blows him
hung up
off.
on him.
It just blows him off. Who just
I was
blows off
just
the
like,
president? Like, just like, yeah, my wife's here. I
for
don't
a
care anymore.
kiss. For a kiss at that. I was just like, who just hangs up on the president?
Lex Luthor. After he says,
Right.
after he gives him a list of things that he wants, like, I'll do this research, but I need this, 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 and this, and they're like, it really outlandish shit too, and just ends the conversation so he can kiss Lois.
He was just like, bye, click.
Yeah, yeah,
And then it flashes back over to the
yeah.
Soviet
Lex
where
Luthor is married to Lois in this universe, folks. Yeah, there's that too.
it took me a while for that to sink in, so that's why it's not part of my notes yet. But it flashes back over to the Soviet where Stalin is, talking about how great, having, their so Superman. He's like just there waving, but it's like a very stoic wave.
Yeah, he doesn't have much personality. He's just, I'm here to serve and help the nation. And yes, Superman. You know,
Smiles and waves are not allowed in the Soviet.
oh, you got to make a speech.
Yeah, no, it's just like you're having too much fun on the clock.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's no time for smiles. You stand up there and you make a speech to the people.
And then all of a sudden, one of their satellites fall out of orbit.
Yep, about to
Just
crash
like,
in Metropolis.
right, just like willy nilly falls out of orbit. Like, okay, cool. That's your prerogative. It's about to hit the east coast of the United States, and fucking Superman from the Soviet saves the day, as usual. And it took me a moment to be like, is this dark-haired lady Lois? And it was.
Question for you. So they never really clarified this. Do you think the Russians did that on purpose?
Why not? Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. That's what I'm
But
saying.
also, it's also kind of a lot of thinking. Like, that was a lot of what this movie made me do too. It made me think, like, for all these people just fighting for their reason,
Mm-hmm.
is their reason unjust, or is it just the way they are doing it?
Yeah, it's just they think differently. So what's just to one may not be just to the other. That's a whole. That's the main theme of this. It's like, yo, I think one thing is right. You think another thing is right. Like neither one of us are like actually evil. It's just we see things differently. And the problem is when there's a difference of opinion when people are that powerful that can cause problems.
Exactly. So it's just a lot of this was a very I felt like this is a very good timed piece. Um, so then eventually, Lois and Soviet Superman meet up. Well, actually, no, he kind of just follows her to while she's smoking a cigarette. And
It's the
they
same
have
brand of
like a
cigarettes her doctor smokes though, so it's okay.
whatever. And after, talking about his whole speech earlier when he saved everyone from the satellite about how, you know, we don't hate you guys, we only want peace, but the way you guys do shit ain't cool.
Yeah, we
And
had
then flying off.
they really did that whole like that true Soviet versus American argument, capitalism versus communism, and what's better and the flaws in both of them and all that kind of shit. Until
Right.
Lois says, "Yeah, but look at what Stalin's doing, nigga," and gives him the file.
Exactly. And because at some point they were having like this little I'm gonna shove my dick in your face like face off about whose country is more repressed or troubled.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like shut up. Superman doesn't believe Lois. He's just like, girl, please, I would know. I would know. I have all these powers. I would know.
Yeah,
Guess
yeah,
what he didn't know? That
yeah, yeah. And the thing is just like it's one of those crazy things that people just don't really talk about a lot. They all talk about Hitler and the millions of Jewish people he killed. They really don't talk about Stalin because he did all his shit in house. Like he didn't conquer other people and start killing folks. He just killed everybody in his own domain. So nobody really talks about it. But yeah, yeah, Stalin
he was
killed
like,
way
I
more
got
than
all of
Hitler.
Russia.
Yeah,
He's like, I got all of Russia. I don't need anywhere else.
yeah, yeah. He just killed everybody that disagreed with him, as opposed to Hitler, who killed people just because their mother was Jewish.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So then, Superman does like his own investigating to realize, like, damn, it really is this bad.
yeah. They see
If not worse, until he runs into his friend Lana.
Svetlana had in fucking insurgent camps, man. Like, goddamn, really? That's what we doing? That's what we doing?
Mhm.
Just locking folks up in camps and shit, and and her the kid down there just like, yo, fuck you.
You ain't no hero, bitch.
Yeah, yeah,
You ain't here for us, bitch. Is pretty much what this kid said to Superman when he was investigating in the camps.
right, right.
Svetlana,
I'm not sure about this,
unfortunately,
but when after you fast forward and all that, I think they were implying that is Batman. I'm not sure,
I thought that too.
but
I got that feeling
yeah, I'm not sure, but I think they were implying that and didn't make that clear. But I think that's the case.
because see, that would make a lot more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just like, yo, why does Batman hate him so much?
Well, Batman's always been a very angry young man. So
No, I
it's
know. It was just like, it just felt like such anger from nowhere. That's why I was like,
mhm.
I didn't understand.
Yeah,
And so Svetlana unfortunately talks herself till death.
yeah,
I won't say
very
to death, but till death.
yeah, very profound line she said though that really like kind of shapes who he becomes when she's just like this this is a world where the strong rule and you are the strongest of all of us. And it's just like if Superman were so inclined, he could just rule the world.
For real. He could be like, y'all are all gonna get along or you're gonna die.
Yeah. And then
And then so Superman goes to ask old buddy Stalin why the fuck his people are all up in internment camps.
yeah, yeah,
For which Stalin responds and says, I did everything for the greater good, which he means I did everything for the bettering of
me.
me.
Mm-hmm.
And Stalin was like, unfortunately, friend, some people gotta die for the economy to work.
Yeah. For the greater good, some folks gotta go. And Superman says,
And this was
yup.
this was the first of two times during this movie where I was like, did he just
Yup.
because then after that he laser eyes him to
Oh yeah.
dust.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gave him
And
that good
he's like,
old
now
heat.
I'ma save the world. Right. Not the actually there's I was gonna say not the heat in the good way, but there is no heat in the good way. So
I mean, there is a
anywho,
heat in the good
he was
way. We're
like,
just not going
now
to talk about it on this podcast. But
okay. Um so I was like, so when he said, now I saved the world. Also, by the way, these Russian accents killed me
why?
because they were horrible.
I don't know. I've never been to Russia, so I don't have an opinion on the matter. But I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I've had enough Russian customers to be like, this was horrible. Um, so then I was watching this. I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, so this movie's gonna turn into watch the hero become the villain kind of things. Nope. um, so let's just call this next part chapter 2 because it felt like this was like a 3-chapter movie. Lex and Lana get news of Stalin's death because after he vaporized Stalin, his men had to just bow down to him. Like,
Yeah. What
what are
else
you
are they
going to
going to
do?
do? Like you turn around and you see a dude just vaporize your leader with his eyes. What do you do besides bow down to him? Because that's what I do. Like,
It was just like, all right, cool. What's your next? What's next, sir? What you need to do? You want me to clean this up? You want me to dust that up, mop it up a bit?
basically, like, are your shoes shiny enough, sir?
Right. You want me to fabuloso those for you? I got you.
Fabuloso. Okay.
Yep. Fabuloso. I'm not spitting on no one's shoes, especially not someone who can laser me in the eyes. Um, so yeah, Lex and Lana get news of Stalin's death, and then all of a sudden Jimmy Olsen goes to see Lex so they can talk about what Lex is working on. And they walk into this lab, and my first thought is when he shows Jimmy what's in the lab was, why in the hell does he have a really giant BB-8 inside of his laboratory?
Oh God.
Yes. To when I was like, oh wait, no, that's a satellite that dropped from the orbit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you watch it, you'd see that it looks like a giant BB-8 without the color.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But it's
Yes,
okay.
it
No, it
does.
doesn't. The whole thing,
Whatever.
but you missed the part where Luthor was just like, yo, this is all part of my plan. Me giving you this file was all a plan to get Superman to kill Stalin. Like, it was all part of it. Like, fucking Lex. Fucking Lex. But anyway, go ahead.
And it just goes to show you that even when his intentions are, I guess, okay, they're still dubious. And yes, I did miss that, but thank you for catching that.
That's just his way. It's just his way. In all universes, Lex is still Lex.
True. Still a slime ball. But so I couldn't miss over the fact that the president wanted their own Superman, and this satellite or this ship, whichever one it was the key to doing it.
Yeah, because his DNA is on there because he grabbed it to stop it from, crashing into the city. So, skin cells and all that kind of shit. Like, I can clone him. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch. So then Lex learns that Perry White is actually retiring from the Daily Planet. And lo and behold, his wife is taking his place as editor-in-chief. And he was like, how didn't I know this? And she was like, nigga, pay attention.
Yeah, he's a shitty husband. It's just, of course he is, because it's Lex.
But apparently this sex is phenomenal. So.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Like, because I wrote down this list that she gave off for her 3 reasons why she's with Lex. She said he supports my career. That's good,
Which is a
right?
great thing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Then she
Gotta
said,
love a man who supports your career.
the sex is phenomenal. I'm like, he put that thing down. All right, cool, man.
I thought she was going to repeat that a second time when she took that long ass pause.
And saying third, the sex is phenomenal. But no, and then she
Right. Like, I
said,
thought that was like,
but then she said, that man is going to change the world. And that gets me wet. She didn't say that, but the way she said it means, and that makes me wet.
okay. It's not what I heard, but okay.
That's what I heard. It all comes back to the fact that the sex is phenomenal.
Either way. But anywho, in while learning that his wife, that Lois is becoming editor in chief, he also finds out that he has forgotten their anniversary again.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, in the meantime, Superman just took over Korea. Like, he just took it.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I know he did something in Korea, but I did not get to catch what he did. It was
Yeah,
so quick.
he just took, yeah, exactly. It was that quick. Superman just took over Korea. Like, there was North and South Korea. You know, North Korea is communist, and South Korea was, had been, liberated. Democracy, all that shit. And Superman said, "Fuck that shit. Nope, all of Korea is our shit now." And he just took the shit.
It's just now all Korea.
Yeah, they were saying like the first Korean War conflict or whatever took 3 years. This took 3 hours. He just said, "Nah, fuck this."
But one thing I caught in this one scene where Lex forgets their anniversary is we hear mention of Miss Tessmacher.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're following along with Super Flashy Arrow, we all know Miss Tessmacher as God, what is that lady's name? Lena. Lena's former assistant, then again assistant, but also Lex's crony, Eve Tessmacher.
Yep.
She will be bringing Lois her gift later on, to which later on we find out why Lex has been so preoccupied, because he unveils Superior Man.
Yeah.
And what were Superior Man's first words? America first.
Yeah.
I literally said that. I really saw that, and I was like, no.
I mean,
no.
The height of the Cold War, that's what America was saying.
Oh my God. It's just funny because it's like, it's the epitome of what certain parts of America are like right now.
Yeah. Very timely.
It's like, and so it's funny because this movie came out last year. And even though I know it's based off of like a series, I think, like, or something along a book mini series.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like, think about how old that book mini series is. It's from like early 2000.
Yeah, and it's still a thing.
And how it's still relevant to this day. It's 21 minus 3. It's 18 years old. And it still is relevant to this day. But whichever. The press was confused as to why they announced Superior Man, so publicly instead of keeping him a secret. And they're just like, because we want to scare Soviet Superman, we want him to sweat. And guess what he didn't do? He did not sweat. He did not break a sweat. He was not in the least bit shooketh. He wasn't concerned at all.
Not one bit.
While that's right, not one bit. Because while that's happening, meanwhile, in Russia.
Meanwhile, in Soviet Russia.
He's doing a slow dance with Diana. Like Wonder Woman Diana.
Yeah. And she was, she all like, "Oh, damn, you a fine man. I'm into this Superman thing." Until he tries to kiss her, and she was just like, "Nah."
She's like barking up the wrong tree.
It's like, yeah, I come from an island of all women. Think about it. Yeah, I don't want your penis.
How How do you think we get around?
Yeah. I'm not with the penis, so you bring it somewhere else, and that actually turns out to be like, oh, okay, cool, because I didn't want to fuck you anyway. So it's just,
He's
I
like,
thought I was just
fine.
expected to.
I thought this is what human men were supposed to do when they talk to women.
Yeah. And he was just like, yeah. I mean, honestly, I find it distracting and blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, you just don't like to live, sir. It's okay though.
And then, in true destructive, horrible American fashion, Superior Man,
Colonizer.
right, just crashes into Moscow.
Yeah, he's just knocking through shit. Probably killed like 17 people when he initially crashed through. Just
You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have just flew over
yeah,
and just landed.
he could have.
Maybe broke a few tiles. Maybe like that would have been reasonable,
The
you know?
superhero landing
He
right in
still
front of him, just make a statement like, yeah, I'm here, but no.
right. Like cause you can pave over that in an afternoon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the building damage, that's structural damage. Now, when Soviet Superman went to America, he didn't go over there crashing over into anything. He just landed and he just said, "Hey, I don't have no beef with y'all. I just feel like I want to help y'all break free of these chains, my brothers and sisters."
Yeah.
But
I
in
mean,
a Russian
I'm just
accent.
gonna replace them with my own, but still, I want to remove your
Right.
chain.
But so, watching this fight ensue because you knew a fight broke out. I mean, come on, honestly.
Yeah, but
It's
Superior Man
but
said the line. Like, I am truth, I am justice, I am the American way. Because that's what Superman was at first. He used to come out and be like, truth, justice, and the American way. And it's just like, yeah, I bet that sounded real good in 1940.
yep,
But
that quote did not age well.
now that we know more about what the American way is, it might not be good to throw that out there.
Watching this fight ensue, all it made me think about was this is a great way to highlight how unnecessarily extra America is for America for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Nationalism is bad, man. It is like
And then they kept juicing him up. More juice, more juice, more juice. Because you find out it's like, even though this is not a human, and I was actually kind of thankful to find out this was not like a Captain America scenario where we just juiced up a human being.
no, he just grew him in the lab.
Yeah, he just petri dished him. He just kind of Michael Jackson kid him. Um, if you're old enough, you get it. If you're old enough, you know that joke. Um,
Oh man.
um, because you find out Lex is still like able to control him and add more power, quote unquote.
Yep.
And it's
And
like
it goes
more
bizarro.
juice. I also wondered, why does he let Lois watch? Let him. Why does he let Lois watch this stuff, knowing that she's the press?
He likes it when Lois watches.
I guess because I was like saying that's a lot of trust because I wouldn't because who's to say now? Just who's to say that she can't be like, oh well, he creates these creatures to kill them because that's what happened. That creature died because he overjuiced him. Think of like massive steroids just injected a lot
Yeah.
into the arm.
He melted. Like,
He disintegrated, Travis.
like
He liquefied.
yeah. He just melted. And it was just wow. We got a brief Bizarro, and then he's just like, oh nope, no more Bizarro, just melt.
No, it was fun. I can't lie though. And before he disintegrated, when he was struggling to get out that I'm I'm American, I American, I was like, the struggling made me laugh, which actually now feels kind of fucked up. But
I mean it is,
whatever, it's a
but whatever.
cartoon. It's a
Exactly.
cartoon. It feels no pain, but the way it died did look gross and painful
Yeah.
for him.
And turns out this was all part of Lex's plan. Again, did it on purpose, just trying to test Superman. So he's just like, yo, you cold blooded, man. But it's
Right,
Lex.
because Lois was like, "Why the fuck are you doing this?" Like, she not happy with him right now. And Lex responded with, "We're at war." And I was like, "Are we though? It's it's 58, or whatever it was. 50. We were in the 50s still, and at that point, World War II was over.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah. But
and
Korea was
that's
right
not,
after that, so and then Superman just took Korea, so it kind of feel like they at war.
I guess. Because then flash forward, now we're at Berlin 61 when the Berlin Wall was going up and Superman
Didn't last
flew in
long
and
though.
said, "Fuck your wall."
Yeah, yeah,
He was
yeah,
just like, "We are tearing this shit down."
yeah,
And then you
yeah.
see that, time is going by, Lex is getting balder. Then all of a sudden there's a big fly. So we'll just go into calling this like part 2, like chapter 2. This is actually where chapter 2 starts.
The
Because
aliens invaded.
right, because it was like, what is this flying thing in the sky? Where is
Brainiac.
this flying thing? And then I was like, but why did it just take a whole neighborhood? You find out it was Brainiac took Stalingrad.
Instead of that's what it like in the comics he does that he just comes and just takes entire cities because like he
Like phys- physically
yeah
took them,
like
not like he's just controlling the city, like he physically took them out of the ground, like in Age of Ultron,
yeah
Avengers,
yeah shrunk it
when
and
they
said
lifted up
Zoop,
that city.
mine. He collects them and shit, like that's what Brainiac does. He took a city of Krypton too, so he's just what he does.
It was just like nigga took a physical city.
Yeah.
And so when Superman defeated him, he took him, and now Brainiac serves the state and was trying to reinstate Stalingrad to its original size. But as we can see, that took some time. Uh, then all of a sudden, there's a Russian Batman.
Yeah, man. I was
Um,
like, oh shit, Soviet Batman.
who blows up museums in reference to blowing up the system. This Batman kills because he was definitely like, this museum's gonna blow up in 10 minutes, and then it blew up 10 seconds
Like,
later, and
oh,
he was like,
oops.
I meant 10 seconds, not 10 minutes. Sorry.
Oops.
My bad.
Yeah. And he got a whole crew.
This
Like, you just,
right. Like, what is this? Batman has people? Since when?
and they're not like pubescent children.
Because Russians know that children don't know how to do shit. So
Yeah, they have no business fighting crime.
they're just like, whatever. We don't need y'all. And then, Wonder Woman shows up at some point and she got a whole different look. But then I realized it's because she knows Soviet Superman and not American Superman.
And yeah, they done linked up. They're like, he's like, yo, I don't need a lover or whatever. I need a companion to help me, like, control this shit. You my wife, but it's not like we're not bumping uglies or nothing. We just
Right.
ruling together,
And namesake.
Yeah.
And then it's Nevada 67. And we have yet again another historical inaccuracy because you have President Kennedy.
Kennedy. That was a
Like
wrestling fan reference.
like John F. Kennedy, who died in 63. But yet it's Nevada 1967. Anywho, he's showing, Lex and Olsen and Agent Olsen, because I think like he's still in the Secret Service or FBI or whatever
Yeah,
secret government
he's some
agency.
kind of federal agent, yeah.
And they're just like, they found a Green Lantern ship. And they also had found an alien inside of the ship with a Green Lantern ring. And they were just like, why haven't you taken the ring off? And they were just like, well, because that seems dangerous. To which he goes, snip.
Yeah.
Lex just clips dude's finger off and is like, here you go. Here.
Problem solved.
There you go. You want it? You might need this. It was great timing to have a ring just handy.
Yeah.
Um so then, flash forward some bit and you got Diana and Soviet Superman talking. And Diana's talking about her mother wants to close the Themyscira embassy.
Yeah, because they're not digging Superman's methods.
Yeah, they're just
You out here
like, we're
brainwashing
questioning a
people and
lot of
shit.
the reprogramming, and it's I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
To which, later on, Batman now kidnaps Wonder Woman
With her lasso.
with her own lasso. It be your own niggas. It be your own accessories.
This is some real Batman shit, though.
Right. And so he uses that to, get Superman to come to him. They fight.
Was it a fight? No, they didn't fight. He turned on the red lamps and whooped Superman's ass.
He
Like,
assaulted him.
thoroughly whooped his ass.
He beat him the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, even like I was watching that shit and I was like, this is uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
Because
I even put it in my notes like this, like, proceeds to whoop his ass. Like, God damn.
I wrote, wow, this is uncomfortable to watch. Why does Batman hate him so much?
Yeah, I really think, like, they haven't said this, but I think Batman was that kid. Like, I really think that's the case.
I got that feeling when they showed the kid, so I wouldn't even be surprised. So then, Diana breaks free of her lasso because Batman puts Superman in this like Silence of the Lambs-esque basement area with all the red lamps that will reiterate the red sun. Excuse me.
Yeah, Batman got cocky. He did that supervillain thing when they started talking shit. And it was just like he let her speak freely and like he started thinking freely because he had her under control with the lasso. Keep it that way. Right. This is fucking Wonder Woman. What are you doing? Like, but he lends
her own lasso.
Yeah, like he lent her enough freedom to break herself free. She turned all old and shit, but she was still strong enough to fuck shit up long enough. Goddamn.
To let Superman out. And I was like, okay, so this is going to be a movie to show why men running shit is not the wave. I was like, who directed this movie? Not a woman. But I continue to shit on the accents in this movie because it's just annoying. So Superman comes out and he's looking at Batman. And we're getting to the second time this movie had me like, did he just? So Superman is just, talking all this shit now to Batman. And he goes, I think we can help you. I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to fix you. Like Coldplay.
Yeah. Fucking, he's like, a little brain surgery. Like, wait, what?
And a job in a Moscow laundromat will do you just right. And then this nigga blew up. And I was like...
he said, fuck that. Because that's some Batman shit. He's like, no, you're not doing that to me.
I was like, that was very Batman. Like, like no words, just boom. Yeah. I was like, did he just blow himself up?
Yeah. In his head, he said, fuck that shit. And boom.
Oh my God. I was just like, the fuck? And Diana was like, I can't be your friend no more. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Like, deuces. Lex goes on to become the president with Jimmy as his vice president and Lois as his press secretary. And I'm honestly not sure if that's weird or not because she's still his wife.
Well, as the last 4 years of the our presidency has shown us, I mean,
We don't have a
we
presidency.
we
We had
we
chaos for
we,
4 years.
we can get real weird up in there, man. Like it's just
The
nothing
stories of the
stopping it.
sex parties are seeming more and more realistic.
You said what?
So the stories of the sex parties become more and more realistic seeming.
I never doubted him.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that on here because we're going to get shut down if we do. Um, so yeah, Batman blew himself up and Diana dipped. Lex became president with his nice little cabinet there. And bam, we're in Russia, 1983. Um, Brainiac suggests, invading America. We can call this like chapter 3.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Brainiac suggests invading America and, has this calculation of if you do this, sir, like I guarantee you, only 6.5 million people estimated will die. To which Superman was like, nigga, what? No.
Exactly. Like, how many? Have you lost your mind?
Do you know how many people 6.5 million people is? Like, what? So Superman, says no, but then Brainiac's like, well, look, this shit's coming here. So what do you want to do about that?
Like missiles? Is
And
like, no, those are not missiles.
those are something else. And turns out it's the Green Lantern Corps. And to kind of give you guys the Cliff and Spark notes of what happened here, Superman kills them all.
Yeah, yeah. But no, we are not gonna skip past the part
essentially,
when Hal Jordan
essentially
tells them
kills them all.
all, think green thoughts. Like, wait, like, wait, what? Did you say think green thoughts? What the fuck does that even mean?
I didn't want to talk about that. There was
No,
a
I'm not
reason why I
letting
didn't
that
write
go.
that
That
in my notes.
motherfucker said, think green thoughts.
I didn't say it was good, Travis.
The fuck is a green thought?
Kiwis, limes, watermelon rinds, grass, trees.
And how does that help you fight Superman?
I don't know. It gives me inspiration to just filter everything green. String beans, broccoli, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, collard greens,
Tell
mustard
Siri to
greens.
turn your light screen.
Hey Siri, turn the lights green.
Green coming right up.
Bam. Weed. That's the best green of them all. Anywho, back to the show. They almost captured Superman before, he kind of like continued to kill them all. And Diana shows up and saves them. And then he continues to show her why she said she was out to begin with. And he swung on her and she was like, for real now, fuck this shit. I'm out.
Yeah, she
You'll
catch him
never see me
like,
again.
bitch, what the fuck? You see her look like this motherfucker just try to hit me.
Right. She was just like, I know this dude done lost his motherfucking mind.
Like, is Wonder Woman gonna have to choke a bitch?
Yep. Yep. I need an iteration of Wonder Woman where she's a black woman.
I feel it.
Because now at this point, if Batwoman can be black, I have no doubt in my mind that Wonder Woman couldn't be either. Are you telling me an island full of crazy, beautiful women? You tell me there's not one sister up on there?
Yeah. There's a couple. There's got to be a couple of them.
I'm hoping that they're like the up there ones, which is why they don't come off the island. That's why we don't see them.
I mean, Themyscira, they're like, descended from Greek gods, so most of them are white. So I kind of get it, but still. A couple of them are like blue and shit, but
So after, he murks all the Green Lantern Corps and Diana writes him out of her life forever. Now he's like, forever, ever. Now he's like, Brainiac, let's go. Going to the United States. Get in, bitch. Like, it's... And it makes me feel like Brainiac has some like kind of cloaking technology that he was just kind of chilling in the back anyway, because he showed up real quick.
He's just always there. He's just always there because he ain't got nothing else to do. So,
This is true. He's a robot. So, they go to the White House and they just chill. And even then, Soviet Superman still didn't go destructively. He was just like, I'm waiting. Like,
just not like, yo, why ain't nobody trying to fight me right now? That's weird. All right, well, I'm just land.
Right. But then again, this is also pre 9/11. So, they didn't care like that.
Yeah. He wasn't, every time something flew in, they weren't trying to blow it up. But even in this case, it wouldn't have worked anyway. But,
Facts.
him not trying to tear everything up when he got there because he's still Kal-El. So,
You see? But yeah, so they're waiting, and I'm waiting for like a surprise attack. And instead, they send out Lois.
Mm-hmm.
Like mortal Lois with one life, no powers, no special abilities, just her Pulitzers, just her job, just her career. I know, but still, it just seems dumb. The chances are, I feel like it's whatever. It's like,
oh, it's dangerous. It's a very bad idea.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's a good idea either way. And Lois brings him Stalingrad, to which everyone's like, how in the fuck did you get that, Lois?
Don't worry about how we do what we do. Like, my husband is Lex Luthor. That's how.
Right. It's just like the fact that you're still asking these questions is ridiculous. Tells me that you are not prepared for this. And she's kind of like, why didn't you ever fix them? And he was like, I can't. The technology's not there yet. And Brainiac was like, ahem, sir, it's always worked. You just
didn't want to.
You didn't want to use it. And he's like, I didn't say that, you lying bitch. And he was like, you didn't have to, sir.
Yeah, you made
I can read between the lines.
Yeah, your actions make it pretty clear that them having this city being shrunken and all that was essential to your rule. So you really didn't want to fix it.
I'm also convinced, like, it had been like what 20 years since they took Stalingrad. Yeah, it's been 20 years. Everyone on that neighborhood is dead.
Yeah, they probably reproduce. So there's
How do they keep a constant flow of oxygen in there? I don't know.
Nanotechnology.
I was like, because how do they have running water in there?
It's all very valid questions that you shouldn't ask.
I'm just convinced everyone in Stalingrad is dead. Like, say like this should, I feel like how it should have ended should make this a clip.
It's like a shoebox. You poke holes in it, it's okay.
No. I feel like how it should have ended should make a clip of this. Like, the bonus scene is that they finally get the technology to put the city back where it should be and shit, and they go exploring and everyone is dead.
You're awful.
What?
Nothing
No,
at all.
and then Lex looks at Lois and goes, maybe we should have bored holes into this when we took it.
Yeah. You gotta poke holes in it.
But then so Soviet Superman's like, we gotta make it right. Let's go. And Brainiac's like, psych, bitch! I've been here the whole time.
Thought you reprogrammed me.
Nowhere.
You don't reprogram Brainiac. You what? Nah.
He was like, nah, we gonna stay here and control the world, my nigga. And so in turn, it turns out that Brainiac was actually the villain the entire time in this movie. It just took us a very long time to get to it.
Yeah, he's been manipulating Superman the whole time. He's been the real villain. He was the big bad. We just didn't know it.
Uh, Horrible.
We get,
But
Lex in the Lexo suit, which is like, okay, cool, Lexo suit. Waiting on it.
and Lex and Superman just got to fight together against Brainiac until Superman, they're frightened. Lex eventually gets like a weakening in, the defense systems.
Mm-hmm.
And Superman goes up in there and tears Brainiac out from his spinal cord, from his body,
Tore him out from the rooter to the tutor.
and stepped on him. To which I was like, oh, he is dead, dead.
Yeah, he wasn't connected to anything, so yeah.
And then, of course, the ship has a self-destruct option because why wouldn't there be one? Why couldn't this just end simply like that?
Yeah, yeah.
And not only does it have one, not two, not three, not four, but five black hole systems. Because why wouldn't Brainiac be working off of that shit?
15-mile blast, 15 million mile blast radius.
And Lex is like, there's no way you're going to get that far enough and then get away from it far enough, fast enough. And he's just like,
Whatever.
what else?
Superman
What
goes.
else would you have me do?
Yeah, yeah.
What else would you have me do?
Because if I don't, I'm gonna die anyway. So
It's like, to me, this is a lose-lose situation, but I can die and y'all.
I mean,
live.
not really. Because if I'm Superman, I just fly far, far, far away, like somewhere else.
Oh yeah, ASAP. Just fly away now.
And leave everybody else down there to die. Like you could do that, but yeah.
He's just like, then I'd have to start over. And he's like, I'd rather it just end than start again.
Yeah.
And honestly, I get it and I respect it. So he flies off into the cosmos with Brainiac shit. And was I the only person who was like, why you keep showing me these countdown symbols as if I can fucking read them?
Yeah, but you can tell it was going down though. Like, they were like disappearing and becoming less and less.
They were just changing. I didn't know what.
No, they weren't changing. They were disappearing because they started off. There were like 4 symbols on there. Then went down. There were only 3 symbols there, and then there were 2, and then there was 1. You could tell it was a countdown.
I knew it was a countdown, but it was just kind of like, you don't know how long the countdown is, and it's just like, you just showing me symbols as if I know how much time he really has.
I don't know. To me, it seemed like you could tell it was what it was counting down to, just because, like I said, it went from 4 symbols down to 3 symbols, down to 2 symbols, down to 1 symbol. But
True. But anywho, boom, and assuming that's also boom with Superman.
Yes, explosion. He was there. It's assumed that he was lost in the explosion.
And then, hooray, world peace.
Yep. And Lex is like, yep, I've done it. I have achieved it. I am the greatest. Goodbye.
Right. I'm done. The end.
Yep.
But yeah, boom, world peace. That's how that movie ended.
Mic drop. But we see in the crowd, old Superman is there. He wasn't dead.
He's just like, I'm going to just stay here.
Like in disguise. I'm going to just walk away. I'm not going to Superman no more. I'm out.
And that's how we get movies like Superman Returns, and articles like A World Without Superman.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was Superman Red Sun.
Cool. Like I said, it felt long. It wasn't a bad movie. It just felt long.
It did. Like, it just did. It really felt like a lot of time.
Yeah,
I just felt like I was watching that forever. Even with like a pause for like 5 minutes to run outside and grab something, it still felt like, well, my food, but like still felt like a very long movie.
It did.
But yeah, so that was it for Superman Red Sun. I have no idea what we'll go with next, but you'll find out when we find out.
Yeah. But we'll do this every month, y'all. Like, we'll be very consistent with it. You'll get a new episode of Multiverse monthly. First on Patreon, then it comes out a month later on YouTube.
Yeah, so you should subscribe to our Patreon if you're not already doing that.
$1.
$1 a month will get you all this crazy cool content.
Mm-hmm.
And that's patreon.com/creationworld.
That's right.
Spell it yourself. You're already here. Speaking of sites you could check out more often, YouTube.
Subscribe
Please
to the YouTube, people. Like,
subscribe to the YouTube.
there's a link to the YouTube channel if you just go to the website creationworld.com. Just click that link to the YouTube. Subscribe.
We're trying to get more about it subscribe so that we can actually change the link to something that I will willingly say on the podcast. We also have a site now that's actually functioning, and that's creationworld.com. Check it out. Share it with your friends. Share it with your mom. Do all that crazy cool stuff. If you were wondering what my wizarding house is, it's Gryffindor. If you want to know what any of our other partners' houses are, I mean, not Gryffindor, it's Hufflepuff.
I was about to say, I could have sworn you were Hufflepuff. When did that happen?
I kept trying to tell myself not to say Gryffindor when I was saying Gryffindor house, and I was just like, don't say that. And then I was like, what's my house? Hufflepuff. In my head, I was saying Hufflepuff, but out came Gryffindor.
I'm like, yeah, she's not Gryffindor, the liar. Okay.
I'm sorry. I've also had a nice little bite of a Rice Krispie treat that I think is starting to kick in now.
Rice Krispie treats are delicious.
Especially when they're made the right way.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, if you want to know any of our other wizarding houses, check out the site creationworld.com. That's CREATIA world.com. Or you can follow us on Twitch too, where some of our other contributors do live streams and play whatever the fuck they want to play at random times. We'll always tell you when we're doing it, so just make sure you go and watch it. Also, go buy some stuff. We have merchandise. We have shirts. I think we have mugs. I know we have leggings.
You know we have leggings.
I know we have leggings. But buy that shit. And if you do, post it and then tag us in it. And then we'll post you.
Yeah.
Let's get it, guys. It's 2021 by the time you guys see this.
I mean, it's also 2021 when we recorded it, so.
I thought we were keeping this ambiguous to when we were doing them, so I figured just add it in there.
It's so weird. That was so random. There was no reason to do that.
I know. Anywho, you can find me on Instagram at Mara the Shark. That's MARADASHARK. Where can they find you, Travis?
Twitter and Instagram at Sir_Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT.
We do have a Facebook group for overall Super Flashy Arrow stuff. So there's not one for Multiverse, but it falls underneath Super Flashy Arrow tomorrow. So you can go ahead, join us there, where we put memes and news and updates and just plain bullshit about the DC universe. That's facebook.com/group/Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. I'm not spelling that whole thing. You'll figure it out. We also have a Facebook page in general, Creation World. Facebook.com/Creation World. I think that's all. I feel like you guys are tired of hearing my voice now.
Okay.
We'll see you guys next time on Multiverse. Say bye, Travis.
We out.